How's it going, guys? Welcome to another video here. I am AC Guenter. Welcome to today's reaction video. Today we're going to be doing another Nostalgia Critic. I know some of you guys probably want me to do other people, but sorry, I'm on a Nostalgia Critic kick. I'm sorry. That's who I want to do. That's who I want to react to. So, there's a video that I did. When was this posted? It was 9 months ago. There's a few of his videos, like he's done in the last few, I haven't seen yet. This is one of them. This video is on Dumb and Dumber. Is Dumb and Dumber actually dumb? Alright? So this is his review of basically Dumb and Dumber, basically. I've only watched this film in the last year or so. I'm a big Jim Carrey fan. I've always been a fan of Jim Carrey. I think because of him, he basically gave me my style of comedy at the time. Because I love Ace Ventura. I love The Mask. I really like The Cable Guy. I loved him as Riddler in Batman. Liar Liar's a funny film. Loved him in Me, Myself and Irene. So yeah, so I'm a massive fan of his work. But ironically, the only one of his that was missing out of all the ones was Dumb and Dumber. I actually did not, like I said, I did not watch Dumb and Dumber until literally a year within the last year or so. So I've actually now watched it, and it is fucking hilarious. And it's it is a funny film. There's one thing which I find pretty funny in particular, where it's the toilet scene with Jeff Daniels. Is it Jeff Daniels? So yeah, that film, that bit there is absolutely hysterical. So should we get on with the video then, guys? So right, we're going to be watching Nostalgia Critic. Is Dumb and Dumber absolutely smart or just dumb? Alright, but I'm just going to put this down as Nostalgia Critic Dumb and Dumber, just to save space on my tag, on my title. So should we get on with it then, guys? 3, 2, 1, smash it. Let's go.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. 30. I hate time.
Yeah, it's nearly 31 now.
Yep, it was 1994 when this movie came out, and critics at the time, understandably, were very torn about it. Why? Well, because it's dumb. Dumb, 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 dumb. This is one of the most honestly titled movies that makes no mistake about what it is. But that's part of why it's endured for so long. It's one of the few films where when somebody says they like it or hate it, it's very easy to see why. It's a stupid flick that tries a wide variety of different jokes centered around how dumb its main characters are, and you're either gonna see that idiocy as funny, or you're just gonna see it as idiocy. But something I've noticed is whether you love or hate this movie, everybody has something positive to take away from it. The Siskel and Ebert review is a perfect example. Siskel thought the film worked, but Ebert thought it didn't quite come together, but acknowledges there are moments where it's the hardest he's ever laughed.
God, I heard you laugh.
You heard me not only laughing, I almost had to be hospitalized. There was one moment in this movie that is probably the funniest moment I've seen in 5 years of comedies.
You can't get more. You can't get more of a great analogy than that. Literally one of the greatest film critics of all time. Literally says it's one of the funniest moments he's ever seen. And we know, yeah. Like I said, I know a lot of Americans find this film absolutely hysterical, but don't forget, I'm British. My sense of humour is different to like an American style of humour. Like for me personally, I grew up with Buddy Monty Python, for example. My style of comedy is a little bit different, and Rick Mail and Adrian Edmondson, for example.
And that's always something I noticed. Even people who don't like it have at least one scene that they love. And it's different for every person. I think that's a testament to the Farrelly brothers not really caring if their humor is highbrow, lowbrow, dark, light, slapstick, or dialogue-driven. Their main focus is only getting a laugh in a believable enough environment. Does the same dumbness still work today, though? Well, let's take a closer look. Let's see if 30 years makes this smarter, dumber, or both. Let's take a look at Dumb and Dumber. The film opens with Lloyd Christmas, played by Jim Carrey, hitting on a woman.
That's a lovely accent you have.
Austria.
Well then, good day, mate.
When I see Jim's teeth like that, there was actually a moment when I was younger where one of my teeth was actually like that. I actually cracked one of my teeth. Yeah, I like the fact of like Jim's character, his last name is fucking Lloyd Christmas.
That's clearly Boston. The attempt doesn't work, and we see that Lloyd is actually the driver, which I'm not sure if the joke would be ruined or funnier if you heard him scrambling to get to the back seat.
Excuse me.
And the credits roll while we're introduced to Harry, played by Jeff Daniels. He works for a pet grooming service, which he has. He has a weak excuse to have this car in most of the movie. But if you view these headlights as eyes, it suddenly looks like a deranged Pokemon, and it's instantly worth it.
Harry, why haven't you dropped those dogs off at the show yet?
Neither are particularly good at their jobs.
I can't remember the name of the song that's playing in the background, but that song that's playing right now, I'm pretty sure in the UK it was used in an advert. And it got big because it was used in an advert. Hang on, I think it was. It's coming back to me. I think it was used in a Lynx advert.
In fact, they both get fired. Harry for ruining the
for you guys in America, Lynx is what you guys call Axe. By the way, Axe body spray. Here in the UK, it's called Lynx.
Dogs for a dog show, and Lloyd acting like a dumbass driving he thinks the love of his life, Mary, played by Lauren Holly. No, really, Fairleys, did you get in a fight over a girl who had that name or something?
Statistically, they say you're more likely to get
I'm pretty sure. Oh, just a minute.
killed on the way to the airport.
I'm pretty positive Jim married her at one point. Those two were married at one point.
I have this cousin. Oh, I have
Lloyd, you think they still would have made a kid show out of this if they put together that Harry and Lloyd kinda have a body count? Though maybe the show's not so innocent when you realize the whole intro they're chasing Beaver. Everyone knows what they're doing.
Yep. And I do remember the kids' TV show. I watched it, so I do remember the kids' TV show for Dumb and Dumber. I do remember that. I remember watching maybe a couple of episodes when I was younger.
Speaking of which, Lloyd gives Mary a very uncomfortable goodbye.
Lloyd.
Just go.
I will admit, I've done that to my wife a couple of times. So if my wife goes out for the day, or goes out, say, to see her mother or something, I'll just hook her and go, she goes, Craig, and I go, shh. Just go. I will admit, I've done that to, my wife looks at me like, you fucking idiot.
Sure this isn't a prequel to the number 23?
Good film, that.
So she leaves her briefcase, though, and he rushes to get it back to her, despite two other people were supposed to pick it up.
No.
The scene is still great. My only issue is every trailer had a funnier scream than what actually made it in the movie. I still swear there's a commercial where they use the Wilhelm yell.
That works.
And even that was funnier than what made it in. It turns out the people meant to pick up the briefcase are Joe and JP, two thugs who work for a criminal who kidnapped Mary's husband, and Lloyd now has the ransom money.
The most beautiful woman alive. She actually talked to me, man. Get out of here. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
How everybody who takes an alpha male class talks.
That sounds like more like when you're bragging about your mates when you were younger, when you were teenagers. Like when you're a teenager, you just turn around and go, "Oh yeah, mate, yeah, that girl over there, yeah, she talked to me, man, yeah." That's how you talk when you're teenagers. I did it.
Not that I would know. They see the criminals and they think they have guns because they didn't pay their gas bill. Hey, that's legit. The gas company can be hardcore. One time I didn't pay the gas bill, now every time I use the lighter. So they make...
Well, we're lucky here in the UK when it comes with gas companies. Here in the UK, majority of the gas companies also do electric as well. So you get it's now utilities now. So it's you get gas and electric together. Like I'm with Octopus Energy, and we get gas and electric, and the prices are fair. To be fair,
make a run for it. Our villains break in and decide to leave a message with their pet bird.
His head fell off.
His head fell off.
Yeah, he was pretty old.
I've seen Tom and Jerry. Some birds are just really sensitive.
Oh, that's the episode when he tries to kill himself. Mommy, I don't want to. Oh, yeah, I fucking hell, I haven't watched that in years.
In maybe the only dramatic moment in the film, Lloyd says he wants to do something that matters and travel to Aspen to get the briefcase to Mary.
I'm sick and tired of having to eke my way through life. Sick and tired of being a nobody. I'm sick and tired of having nobody.
One of the reasons Carey plays it so well is because he confessed it reminded him of when he and his family were struggling living out of their car. And these words hit hard because only on his third starring role in a film, he was one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood. In fact, all these three monster hits came out the same year.
Look at that though, look at those three. Fuck. Literally, until last year, I only watched the first two. Loved The Mask, loved Ace Ventura, and then Dumb and Dumber. Oh, I don't know if I could say this. Yeah, I'm saying it. Out of those three films, Dumb and Dumber's probably the weakest out of the three. I am gonna get some fucking heat in the comments for that. I think Ace Ventura is a funnier film, and I think The Mask is a funnier film. That's just my style of comedy. If you think Dumb and Dumber is funnier than the other two, fair play to you. But for me personally, I think out the three, I think The Mask is the funniest. Just. Then Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber.
It's a good moment on its own, but it does hit a little different with that information. But doesn't lose track that's still a dumb comedy.
Okay, that's enough.
I already made one movie creeper joke, though maybe Nigma could work here?
Yeah. Also, when it comes to Batman Forever, rest in peace Val Kilmer. Yeah, we lost Val, didn't we, a couple of weeks ago? Yep. That stings, because for me, growing up, Val Kilmer was basically Batman to me. Val Kilmer was Bruce Wayne to me. Because I would have been what? I was five when Forever came out. And then they replaced Val Kilmer with George Clooney, and George Clooney was fucking shite.
They start on the road trip as Lloyd confesses to get a little extra money he sold their dead bird to a blind kid. If you're wondering what scene made Ebert laugh so hard he embarrassed himself, this is the one.
Can you say pretty bird? Pretty bird. Yes, pretty bird.
Oh, it's so harsh, man. But it is funny. It's funny, but also very dark.
Good to know the best don't shy away from their dark and twisted side.
This parrot is no more.
Monty Python.
Harry accidentally spills some salt, so he literally throws a salt shaker over his shoulder, hitting some truckers who threaten him. Lloyd says he has a plan to get back at him he saw in a movie once. He tells the truckers they're sorry and want to buy them around, but tells the waitress the truckers are paying for Lloyd and Harry's meal.
All right, that's what he wants.
Put these on there too.
By the way, the movie they got that trick from? Pooh's Grand Adventure.
The movie? They catch up to him half-mile down the road and slit his throat.
Most violent scene ever animated. Which is funny because it sounds very similar.
It's strange. The thing is, though, in the UK, in the US, Winnie the Pooh is Disney, correct? Here in the UK, Winnie the Pooh is actually public domain. They do not own it. They can release Winnie the Pooh films, but they do not own a license because I believe I'm 100% on this. I think they also own Robin Hood as well. Great Ormond Street Hospital owns it. But I might need to Google that or something like that. I'm pretty sure Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital in the UK actually owns the rights to Winnie the Pooh. I know they own the rights to something, but I can't remember what it was.
Similar to a scene in Something Wild, but Harry was there for that. He would have remembered.
I'm not pulling over now.
Harry's freaked out the truckers are going to catch up, even when Lloyd has to pee, pissing in several beer bottles. This gets the attention of a state trooper, played by Harland Williams. And I'll admit, when I first saw this guy's comedy,
Oh God. You know who that is, don't you guys? He's in Freddy Got Fingered. He plays Tom Green's best friend in Freddy Got Fingered.
didn't really understand it, but years later, I love the hell out of it. He's an art comedian who experiments and tries anything once, making his reactions very unexpected. You'd think when he drinks this beer bottle full of piss, he's gonna spit it out or scream or have some sort of big reaction. But instead, we get a dolphin having a stroke. I don't know what that is, but it's great on rewatches.
Get the hell out of here.
He lets him go, and Lloyd has a daydream about meeting up with Mary again. It's about how you would think a daydream from this character would go. Even this scene, odd to say, doesn't seem weird for this character. But the fantasy suddenly being taken over by a kung fu movie where the staff all wants to hit on his woman? That's the kind of bonkers that needs to be preserved. What? This takes over too.
There was that black woman sat behind, yeah. How the hell is she not cracking from that? How can you not at least smirk? She had a stone face on there, but you could see her mouth going a little bit towards the end. You could just see it.
2/3 of the fantasy. You could cut it and miss nothing essential to the plot. But by God, you would miss a joke literally throwing its heart at you and putting it in a doggy bag. It's just amazing. In one of my favorite wake-up moments, her breasts suddenly turn into a truck. Thank God he wasn't driving towards a Macy's parade.
Yeah.
And as pretty useless as both these thugs are, yeah, keep loading that gun or we're never gonna see you use. We do get this one badass moment.
Get off the thumb.
Stay tuned for more of the St. Louis reboot of Doctor Who.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The new series of Doctor Who's dropped in the UK. The newest episode dropped last Saturday. Not Saturday, the previous Saturday. And viewership's not good. It's not doing very well. Normally, when a new series airs, it normally averages between 4 to 5 million views in the UK. It's massive, it's big. The first episode of the new series only got 1.5 million. Because they do not like the actor that plays Doctor Who now. Because, you know, the actor who plays Doctor Who now is he's a black gay, I can't remember his name, I can't pronounce his name, sorry. They've said ever since he's took over and gone in the direction they've gone with Doctor Who, there's talks of it possibly, this is 100% true, that Doctor Who might be getting cancelled after this year. There's talks of it.
Joe pretends to have a busted car to find out more about Lloyd and Harry and who they're supposedly working for.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Fun fact, this wasn't in the script, and you can tell because Daniel starts to lose it just before they cut away. Again, though, you can see a little bit more of his reaction in the trailer, where he tries to play along with it a bit more. Though, honestly, it would have been more effective if they went with this.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
When Joe figures out they're not with...
I am probably going to have to censor that. It was the Baby Shark. If there's no audio, it means I've had to edit it. It was the Baby Shark theme. If you have the Baby Shark theme on your videos, it gets claimed like that. They are brutal. Don't take it. So if there's no audio there and it's mute, it's because I've had to censor Baby Shark out.
With anybody, they're just incredibly dumb. He plans to poison them, but Harry and Lloyd accidentally end up poisoning him instead.
Don't worry, I know CPR.
It's okay! I'm a lifeguard! Joe ends up kicking the bucket, but that doesn't stop their trip, as they make their way to a gas station when Lloyd bumps into the trucker they scammed earlier. Harry accidentally saves him, though, just in time for me to get a good look at one of my personal favorite jokes. I mean, okay, it's not an amazing joke. No, it's literally what's written under it.
Yeah.
Pick up the Samsung Galaxy Tab S10 FE 5G with O2 and save up to £144.
Why do I want to create a post? There we go.
Hey folks, we're starting YouTube memberships. If you want access to emojis, polls, behind-the-scene videos, and other perks, check out it.
I've just noticed he hasn't got any adverts this week.
And see if you want to become a member. Lloyd takes over driving, taking him several miles in the wrong direction, resulting in this great line.
Expected the Rocky Mountains to be a little rockier than this.
Well, these Rocky Mountains are the actual height of Rocky.
Yeah.
Harry is pissed because they have no money left, so he leaves Lloyd behind. Lloyd sells the car to a kid with a scooter, though, and they're back on track. Harry has to go to the bathroom, though, despite them trying to save on gas.
Just go, man. Oh, that sure is warm.
Successful Amazon delivery. They make it to Aspen, growing closer than they've ever been. But they realize when they get there, they have no idea where Mary is. They finally find out, though, that the briefcase is filled with tons of money.
We borrow a few bucks, just a small loan from the briefcase, and we find ourselves some reasonable lodgings.
Oh, come on, you can take out more from Carrie's paycheck. Nah, I'm just kidding. It'd be 7 briefcases to match his payment. Literally, half the film's budget went to him.
Yeah, because the film did so fucking well, he earned every fucking penny of that. Because he is, and will always be, one of the greatest comedy actors of all time. No joke. And the fact of the guy came out of retirement for Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Literally, when they announced, oh yeah, the Sonic movie's coming, I'm like, okay, who's playing Robotnik? Who's playing Robotnik? Oh, it's Jim Carrey. My head went. Honestly, yeah. 10-year-old me would be so happy. I was ecstatic.
And if you're thinking, what the hell, don't worry, no one else is.
There you go. There you go.
They, of course, blow all the money on things they don't need until they find a paper that says Mary is going to attend a major event. I'm not sure how the Fairleys keep finding the most beautifully ugly tuxes in film, but they've proven to be almost as iconic as quoting other iconic lines in a new iconic way.
I'd like to eat her liver with some farver beans and a nice bottle of Chianti.
Scarier than anything in Hannibal. They see Mary is helping an endangered type of owl, naturally leading to this line.
Nice set of hooters you got there.
The owls, they're beautiful.
He had to do that in front of Terry Garr. She originated that joke. And Harry is supposed to build Lloyd up, but ends up falling for her instead.
We successfully mated a bulldog with a shih tzu. We called it a bullshit.
Her facial expression's spot on. It's like, you're a fucking idiot.
Colonel Chamberlain, everybody. I think everybody knew something like this was coming.
Boy, this party really died.
He had just one day until retirement from Hogwarts. Seriously, this film really likes its dead birds.
Yeah.
Harry says Mary's gonna meet up with Lloyd at a different location while he spends the day with her instead.
There's been some family problems, but I don't want to bore you with those.
I'd rather lead you on thinking you have a chance while my husband's life hangs in the balance. Yeah.
Her hairstyle there is so her hairstyle though, that doesn't scream a 90s hairstyle. That screams more of a 1960s hairstyle to me.
Okay, not everything gels together in this.
Oh, look, Frost.
You wouldn't happen to have a cup of warm water, would you?
Yet he's still a more convincing dud than Ezekiel Sims. Just imagining Elsa giving Olaf the same treatment in Frozen. Lloyd finds out.
Yeah, what did they do? Start flirting with each other. When he's trying to make the snowman go, let it go! Let it go!
About Harry's betrayal, and while Harry makes up more lies, Lloyd plots his revenge. Okay, so I've made it clear in the past, I'm not the biggest fan of fart jokes or shit jokes or stuff like that, but there are a few that just slay me. And this is their goddamn crowning achievement.
Really?
I've seen this joke done so many times and it's always so lame, but this movie turns it into an art. First off, the build-up's sensational. From Carrie acting only with his eyes preparing for Harry's suffering, to Daniel's face when he first senses what's coming, to the amazing sound design, I swear replicating bubbling turmoil in a liquid hydrogen bomb. All building up to this comic nirvana. It's the mix of his facial reaction, his body positioning, and that explosive noise of Mount Krakatoa erupting into a toilet bowl. That look of excruciating pain and utter ecstasy is one of the funniest things we as humans have ever filmed. It's so painful it feels good, yet so good it feels painful. And then, on top of everything else, we get an obvious but still masterful punchline.
I hope you're not using the toilet, it's broken.
Huh? And even that punchline needs another payoff.
Fucking love Jim. Oh, fucking.
I don't care what any film historian says, this stupid scene has layers. And people who love the craft of comedy should be studying it for years. I say without the tiniest bit of irony or sarcasm, I literally did this entire review just so I could talk about this one scene. If scientists ever do a study of comedically perfect moments, this has to be in the top 10. Don't look at me, that's just science. Not that this scene needs another topper, but this is also a pretty funny callback.
The blind Rhode Island boy who was duped into buying a dead parakeet.
I just thought he was real quiet.
Oh god, it's so cruel.
One guy who's waving like, he can't see me, he's blind. God, I love it when a good comedy has no conscience. Lloyd drops by unannounced and tells Mary about the briefcase. So she agrees to go with him back to the hotel to pick it up. Here he practices his confession of love to Mary, saying she makes him feel like a schoolboy.
I feel like a schoolboy again.
A schoolboy who desperately wants to make sweet love to you.
I'll ship off my childhood accident for you. It doesn't work as well in person, though.
Mary?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's right. Yeah. I know what scene he's on about, yeah.
That's not what I meant.
She says their chances are 1 in a million, which he misinterprets as...
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Literally the mindset of anyone who sent a dick pic to a stranger. But the mastermind behind the kidnapping, yeah, you don't care who he is, and neither does the audience, takes them hostage as well, finding out all his money has been replaced with IOUs.
That's a car. $275,000. Might want to hang on to that one.
Every IOU dollar is worth 5 British pounds. Harry comes in to save the...
Nah. Doug. The Great British Pound is always, when it comes with... It is more important than the US dollar. Sorry. And I know some of you be like, well, most people use a US dollar. Nope. What's happening is there's been a tonal shift where a lot of people are not using the US dollar anymore. A lot of countries, they're now using the Chinese yen instead.
Today does a pretty bad job, but then bounces back to still do a pretty bad job.
Does he look like a bitch?
Turns out the stranger at the gas station was an FBI agent. Thus Mary is reunited with her husband, leading to this dark as hell scene.
Boy.
Huh?
No, really, this might be the most demented character Carrie's ever played. They walk back home when they're approached by a bus full of bikini models, looking for 2 oil boys to grease them up before their competition.
You are in luck. There's a town about 3 miles that way. I'm sure you'll find a couple guys there.
It's pretty well known the original ending had them getting on the bus, but Jim Carrey refused to shoot it because he said their characters would be too stupid to do that.
I actually agree with that. I think Jim got that spot on. Anybody with a fucking brain would fucking get on there being surrounded by beautiful bikini models. But they're so dumb to realise, oh wait, hang on. Yeah, I do agree with Jim on that. That does work.
You'll have to excuse my friend. The town is back that way.
On the one hand, that is kind of an asshole thing to do, not even shoot the original version as an option. I mean, he's the actor, not the director, and for what he's getting paid, he probably should have shot the alternate take too. On the other hand, he was right. That ending sucks, and this one's far better.
Don't worry, we'll catch our break too. Just gotta keep our eyes open.
I'll compromise and say your douchiness knew what it was talking about.
Yeah.
And that was Dumb and Dumber. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually a little funnier than I remember it. I think like anybody, I'm gonna find some jokes that don't work, and there are plenty of moments that don't tie together that well. But with the exception of maybe fourth wall jokes, and even then the something wild joke kinda counts, they try every type of humor I can think of in this. Yeah, again, within the limits of the reality they created. There's so many quotable lines and funny moments I didn't even have time to mention here, and most of them do get a lot funnier the more you watch them.
Yeah.
Even when they feel desperate, there's just such a going for broke attitude and joy of performance that felt throughout the entire thing. Whether it's one straight men or antagonists or over-the-top leads, everybody does their part with complete conviction, trying their best to make the joke work. Harry and Lloyd go back and forth between being likable and unlikable, and both work because the characters are usually too dumb to tell which is which. There's no moral or ethical conflict to be analyzed, it's just two idiots being two idiots. And when it's this team at this time bringing these two idiots to life, everybody can find at least one moment both so dumb yet so funny to walk away with. I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy, remember? So you don't have to.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
This month for Cameos for Charity.
Was it just Red Cross charity?
This episode brought to you.
No, why was it gone? Yeah, I got that though. So, Dumb and Dumber then. Is it one of the greatest comedies of all time? I don't think it's one of the greatest comedies of all time, but it's one of Jim Carrey's best comedies. But like I said, I actually do prefer The Mask and Ace Ventura. I actually do prefer Me, Myself and Irene as well, actually. That came out in 2000. Love that film. I think it's fucking hilarious. So, there was something I wanted to Google, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure there's something I wanted to... I've literally, my mind's gone blank. I completely forgot. So, that'll be it, guys, for this video. If you guys have enjoyed this video, if you have enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, don't forget to subscribe. If you are new, I'll be back next week with another reaction video. So, just so you guys are aware, I'm aiming to do 2 reaction videos a week. One on a Tuesday, one on a Thursday. That's what I'm aiming to do. Alright? So, hopefully you guys have a good one. Look after yourselves, and I will see you on my next video. Peace out. Love you all. I now go off to edit that Baby Shark bit out. Peace. Bye bye.